Hey, what's up guys? It's Jakeem the Nerdy Python, and today I want to be talking about a show that I've been doing for quite some time now called Glow. So Glow, short for Glorious Ladies of Wrestling, is a sports drama / comedy about the cast and crew of a women's wrestling show taking place in 1980s Los Angeles, which is a plus because, as we all know, some of the best things ever come from that era. In season 1, we're introduced to this out-of-work actress named Ruth Wilder and learn that she's been having an affair with her best friend's husband, which director Silvio uses as the show's main plot as they try to shoot a pilot to be aired on television. Guys, there's so many amazing things about this show, and I'm glad to finally talk about it. Everything from, the cast and the chemistry between the characters to the actual wrestling, and even the kick-ass soundtrack, which in my opinion makes it one of the best shows on Netflix. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually from the same creators behind Orange is the New Black. Alison Brie, who you may recognize from the show Community, is great as Ruth Wilder, and she's like the sweet girl next door who you really sort of feel for as, she screws up this one time and it nearly costs her a friendship with pretty much the only person she has. I also find her very relatable as she's just this young actress struggling to find work to pay her bills and keep her tiny apartment. And guys, the struggle is in full effect here as, she reluctantly calls friends and family to borrow money to pay her light bill, which is kind of crazy, but still. And there's actually this part on episode 1 where she goes out and buys food only to have it stolen by these punk ass kids in the neighborhood, which was kind of funny and meant for comedy, but at the same time you feel bad for her because she didn't have it like that. Betty Gilpin plays her best friend Gabby, who in contrast is a retired soap opera actress living a rich lifestyle with her baby and wealthy husband Mark. You feel very sympathetic towards her as well as you see how this great scandal has pretty much uprooted her entire life, causing her to split with her husband and face possible divorce while trying to raise a son at the same time. And throughout the show we kind of see her struggle to be the mom she wants to be as she goes back and forth between acting gigs and different babysitters and daycares. We also have Mark Maron as Sam Silvio, who's like a junkie wash-up director of B films and the actual creator of Glow. On the surface he seems like the typical self-serving asshole that doesn't really give a damn, but deep down you can really tell that he cares about the girls, and it's even shown on one episode where he helps Ruth deal with getting an abortion. Season 1 wraps up with Glow successfully having their pilot aired on television, and we find out that cast member Justine is actually Sam's daughter, which is an important arc moving into the next season. Season 2 starts with all the girls returning to set after a long break, and Glow's starting to see changes in management as they compete against men's wrestling and other shows to stay on air. Debbie's now one of the show's producers and is going through the final stages of divorce, while Ruth fills in as director from time to time and is dating, and Sam and Justine have recently moved in together. We also get the addition of 2 new cast members and wrestler Yolanda, played by Shakira Barrero, who's openly lesbian and very fucking hot, might I add, and also Russ, who serves as Ruth's new love interest. So season 2 was just as good as season 1, and what I loved the most about it was all the character development as Ruth and Debbie's friendship slowly but surely returns to normal, and we get to see Sam and Justine sort of go through the trials of becoming a family. Despite that epic finale where Bash and Ronnie get married inside the ring, the show still ends up canceled and Glow heads to Las Vegas, which leads us into season 3. Season 3 picks up right where 2 left off, and they're now shooting at a resort in Vegas where Debbie and Ruth are pretty much best friends again and had to deal with being so far away from the people they care about back home. Bash and Rhonda are rooming together as husband and wife, while Keith and Cherry are sort of at odds with each other and eventually split up. This is definitely the most character-driven and political season as, we sort of see a huge drop in the wrestling aspect of the show. I was a little worried about the first half, but when we finally got to see Sheila the She-Wolf come out of her character, I was instantly drawn back in, and in a show full of attractive women, it was really cool to see the character come out of her shell. There's a lot of SJW agendas in the season, with Yolanda and Arthur becoming a lesbian couple and, dealing with being out in public. And also there's this new character named Bobby, who's a drag showrunner that actually has one of his shows burnt down by anti-gay protesters. And of course there's the typical equal rights for women agenda being pushed here as, Debbie sort of gains power and influence and moves up in the industry, and not that any of it bothered me because I still highly enjoyed the season and really loved the show at large, but it's just something I noticed as the show went on. Now back to my review for the series as a whole. Let's start off by talking about the soundtrack. The soundtrack of the show is just awesome, and there's a number of hit 80s songs that play as the story unfolds and has one of the most badass girl power themed intros I've ever seen. Shooting at the walls of heartache, bang bang, I am the warrior. Well, I am the warrior. And that's all I remember, but Warrior by Scandal and Patti Smith, coupled with the neon visuals that go across the screen, really just mesmerize you and make it one of a kind. In addition to how well acted the cast is, it's also very diverse and consists of women of all races. There's like an Asian girl, a couple of black women, a Latina, an Indian girl, which is definitely a plus because, hell, I don't discriminate. But it's also really cool to see them all work together to try to make it big in a male-dominated profession. And I can't stress enough just how amazing the whole concept of the show itself is. I mean, come on guys, it's about female wrestling, and not only that, but the cast and crew shooting the damn thing. It's really the same thing I loved about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which gave us a backseat look at the life of actors and directors in showbiz, and the whole backstory of Ruth and Debbie's damaged friendship gives it a dramatic tone, and it's really cool to see how them working together to create Glow sort of helps mend that relationship in the process. All in all, guys, Glow is an amazing show filled with kick-ass music and interesting characters. It's a really cool tale about not only the friendship, but sisterhood of this large ensemble of women that really keeps you entertained and wanting more. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 snake eggs and highly recommend it for any adult, and emphasis on adult because this is not a kid's show, but anybody looking for their next binge or really just, wrestling fans in general. I hope you enjoyed my review and found it insightful. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you tap that bell for notifications. There's also links to my social media posted down in the description below. And as always, Nerdy Python is out of here.